Let's do some GAC catch-ups. Sorry we missed last week, guys. I was on holiday, but I still went 2-1, so yay me. Let's go into round 1 like we did last night. Sick. Yeah, right. Let's just let's start real quick by maybe changing my portrait just a little bit. Start real quick just by looking at the hotbot comparison. So HotUtils, guys, make sure you use it. Very useful to get a little quick glimpse at how you compare to your opponent. So he's in a bigger guild than me, Dagobah Pirates. I think we faced them in GAC in TW before. Overall, we're having a look here. He's better on offensive wins and undermans than I am. That's surprising. I do quite a bit of undermans. He obviously has higher lifetime banners than me, about 1 million more GP. Obviously all the top 80, top 65 ship metrics are all better than mine. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest when he's got 1 million more GP. About 30 more Zetas, an extra Omicron over me. But my modding looks to be better. But then when we take a look at the modding, top end, we're actually pretty even. We've actually got the exact same number of 6-dot mods. I'm just better in that mid-section. We've got more 20 pluses, we've got more 15 pluses, and we've got more 10 pluses overall. He's got better on the offense percentage though. Fair enough, I'd say on modding we're about even, with a slight advantage to myself, I would say. As far as the roster is concerned, he definitely has an advantage here. He does have all 6 GLs. We're both on 1 Relic 9. I've got a few more Relic 8s and Relic 7s, but he's got quite a bit more total Relic levels. So 6 GLs to my 4. We do have Lord Vader now, which is great. Overall, nothing really to be concerned about here. He's got the R9 JML like me. And down here is pretty standard stuff by the looks of things. We've got same speed DR, that's interesting. And this is where I've got an advantage. He's actually only got a 6-star Executor, so that's where I feel like the benefit I have comes through. Let's go ahead and check out the actual battles now. So when I started doing this battle, he had already attacked. 1731 was his score. He got the full clear, but has obviously dropped a couple of battles. His north section contained crew Hux, Finlead, and a Mon Mothma Kal-Katarn team. So his north section is really quite weak, in my opinion. I thought that this is an interesting choice to make, really. The top section is worth more, but I figured maybe he's just gone pretty light on defense. When we check out his southern section, we can see some GLs here. He's got a Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron with a Datacron. He's got Rey here with a Datacron, and he's got Lord Vader with a Datacron. For some reason, he's using Dark Trooper. I don't know why. This Datacron here has got some health steal on the Rey that could be some difficulties for us. And he's got that 2 buffs giving stacking offense, which is probably an ideal one for Rey, really. Overall, not massively worried. I think the health steal is a little bit more important to worry about on this one. Now, when we look at how he's performed on offense, which we're going to get to in just 1 second now. It's waiting for my video to forward through. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, he did drop a couple of battles when he was attacking. He took 2 to take out my Starkiller Datacron. I've got the 3 Omicrons in that team, and I've got a pretty good Datacron on there that will decrease their cooldowns if they land 4 or more debuffs. It's a pretty good setup here. And in the back wall, he one-tapped, but my back wall in the south is trash. My game plan is more try to set a tough defense up in the north section. And unfortunately, it did not hold. He dropped the battle against my JMK, and he one-tapped the rest of the board, which is a little bit frustrating for me. In the back, I did set my Executor on defense, which I don't normally do. I put the triple attacker lineup, and I did that because I knew that his Executor was only 6 stars, and it gave me a massive advantage. So he actually had to do 3 attempts to take out that particular Executor. All right, let's get into the first battle. So we're going to start off here with Bad Batch versus Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron. He does have Ki-Adi-Mundi in here. This is a pretty straightforward counter. You go in with the entire Bad Batch and you can pretty much clear out the team. I didn't get the stun on Anakin either time, which is a bit frustrating, but we figured we could probably work around this. I swapped the turn meter over to Bad Batch Echo here, and I just decided I want to try and focus down Anakin. I don't want him gaining any additional buffs, and I also really don't want to trigger the death on Qui-Gon Jinn before we've controlled Anakin. So worked out really well for us there, and I figured, right, we've got to start killing people, get rid of Anakin, and then we need to just get rid of Ki-Adi-Mundi before he does anything. So I went for the double tap here, boopity boop, and that is all she wrote. Max banners, they didn't get a turn. Perfecto. Next up, I decide to go up against his Lord Vader. Now, I'm taking in a Imperial Trooper with Shakti setup here. I've still got the modding for this, that Shakti is 21 speed faster than my Piet. I was a little worried because I wanted to try and make sure that we saved a... we saved a GL if we could for the back wall in case he's hidden a GL back there. So the idea is to just try and get that kill streak rolling as fast as possible. If we can take out Royal Guard pretty quickly, we'll get the TM train rolling. See, Thrawn over there is nearly going to take a turn, but we just about kill Royal Guard in time. And then I'm like, phew, okay, let's kill Thrawn if we can. Boop, boop, one tap the Thrawn, punched him out. Punchbot doing punchbot things, we love to see it. Next up, I made a consideration. I was like, do I kill Vader or do I just start working on Dark Trooper? Unfortunately, Dark Trooper does not actually grant you bonus TM if you just kill a stack. So you can't TM roll like that. I did the AoE there just to get some additional, I think it gives you advantage or something on Dark Trooper. I figured we better kill him just to get the extra TM, and now we just got to hope that we can kill Lord Vader before he takes a turn, because this guy does have health steal on his Datacron, so I want to make sure that we try and kill him if at all possible. It gets pretty close here. He's on about, what, 40% health right now. I'm thinking, do I put the mark on Dark Trooper, or do I just go for the kill? I put the mark on, do a mass assist here. So close. Here comes Punchbot and sees it out. Super, super happy with that. You know, we dropped only one banner and we didn't use any GLs. Next up, on the chopping block, we are going to be taking in CLS against Maul. Now, this is a Maul Mandos team, and I definitely played this wrong, unfortunately. I went straight for Maul here. We nearly got the kill, and unfortunately, I should have probably gone for Droidica out the gate and stopped him from rolling. I didn't check his speeds, and I thought, yeah, that was my fault, because I should have been able to take the bonus turn here, but we just didn't, and it all just goes downhill from here, unfortunately. I think we just end up losing half the squad thanks to their Maul. So this was not my brightest moment. I should have killed that Droidica to stop the bonus turn coming through. Wouldn't have triggered a bonus turn on BAM, and we probably would have been able to control and kill that Maul before he did anything. So yeah, lessons learned here, guys. Lessons learned. I should have really seen the Droidica and been like, oh, wait a minute. He's going to gain 50% speed and outrun me. But yeah, I don't have great modding, unfortunately, on my CLS teams anymore. They just haven't been a priority, unfortunately, for me. So maybe time to change in the future. So we did drop a battle there. Now I decided to take a risk. I know that my opponent had dropped 3 battles, or took 3 to take out the Executor, and had dropped 2 battles elsewhere on the ground fleet, so I figured I can afford to try and save my JML for the back wall. I was very concerned that he might have a JMK cat back there, because he did drop a battle against my JMK. So I figured, I know he might, if he wouldn't have dropped that if he had his own JMK cat, so I figured I've got to try and save my JML to deal with his JMK cat on the back wall. So the idea here is we want to try and kill that Resistance Hero Finn in one hit. We managed to do that, take out gas, and I'm like, this is looking pretty now. Okay, so now the aim of the game here is to try and get Rey into damage immunity as quickly as possible. She does have health steal, so it is going to make this just that little bit more frustrating. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get her into damage immunity there. She's even healing up stupid amounts of health now with her Whirlwind. I'm like, oh, please let me get her into damage immunity before she ults. No. Gas stands back up, though, so it's not all bad news. And now we're just focusing, attacking on her. Obviously, we can't really do anything to her. Just got to wait for her to ult. Thankfully, Gas is standing, and he's healthy enough to survive another ult, I believe. Let's go. Come on, Rey. Do your thing, honey. She's still inside her damage immunity, so there's no point me trying to use aerial advantage to kill anybody. Just hold on to it now, and certainly hold on to the form up for when gas is dropped. So I'm like, now I really do need to kill this Rey, or drop her below damage immunity before she gets another turn, because it could be really bad news otherwise. We nearly did it. I'm like, what do I do? I think I decide to just yeet out a character. Yeah. So I yeeted out Resistance Hero Poe this time. And I'm like, she still hasn't hit her damage immunity, so I'm getting incredibly nervous, and they stunned my my Rex, so I couldn't form up. Fortunately, we did manage to stand up in time. Now she's hit damage immunity, and I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable. They don't actually have much DPS outside of Ray herself now, so I'm feeling okay about things right now. We get the form up off, try and get that gas to stand up as quickly as possible. Come on, gas, get on your feet, boy. There we go. There we go. So let's start doing some more damage to Ray. She's obviously going to ult yet again. Can we turn back the time on her? We do manage to get a TMR, but it didn't end up doing us any good. So trigger that. And get Holdo out here. So Ray has got about 40% health. And this is the thing with Ray with health steal, guys. When she ults now, she's going to be stealing health. So she's just going to fully heal, I believe. Normally, she's only got health steal when she basics on her own turn. So health steal Datacrons on Ray are a pain. Let's see, here she goes. Boop, and there's all her health back. It's like, my days. So we start working on her again. We yeet out Holdo, and I'm like, well, at least if we do double tap, it should just be Ray on her own. Fortunately, this isn't the chunkiest Ray in the world. There we go. Gas has dropped for about 15,000th time now. And we got another form up. It's really important to save those form ups. We're starting to actually do some really good damage here. And because we haven't given them a chance to really gain any TM or anything, or keep that inspiration to gain the additional mastery, we're able to take her out. So that's 2 GLs down, and all we've used is gas and Imperial Troopers with Shakti. So I'm super, super stoked right now. This is looking really good for us at the moment. So just need to wait for R2-D2 to come out of his damage immunity. Rex gets yet another kill. MVP Rex there, 60 banners. So I just need to clean up that Maul Mandos team. I decided to go in with a bounty hunters with Fennec with Fennec here. Normally I would use this team to take out Lord Vader, but we've already dealt with Lord Vader, and I didn't want to, you know, take any chances with this team because it doesn't take much for that Maul to just kill several characters. So I figured I better just do what I can immediately. Fennec happens to be an animal, especially with Zam there, given all those additional stats, that speed, that offense. So Fennec is just putting in work here, killing people. I'm just like, okay, well, we could probably just kill Maul by calling in Fennec. Brap. Love it. And then Beskar Mando. Brap. We're just down to Droidica now. And I'm like, okay. So obviously Bounty Hunters are a great team. They can take out a lot of characters, but I wanted to try, if at all possible, save some of my other teams because I'm a bit concerned about what might be on the back wall. So obviously we just have to wait for this Droidica to get out of his damage immunity. And now we can go. Let's go. Boop. Job done. Easy. So we got the clear up, and that will show us the back wall. So yeah, I was a little concerned. I was asking the chat, do we think is JMK Cat going to be on that back wall? Nope. We do have DR though. So DR is on the back wall. We've got a Dash Rendar Scoundrels team on the back wall, and we've got a really weird JTR team on the back wall. So I saw this, and I was happy. I'd like no GLs for him left on defense, and I still have my JML. Easy. Next up, we go for the tried and trusted, the greatest Omicron that has ever Omicroned. That's right, it is the Wampinator. Wamps is coming in here to deal some damage to these rebels. And yeah, it's a fun counter, guys. I still recommend using this. Just make sure you mod your Wampa correctly. You want to have lots of max health on this boy. Try and pump that max health as high as you can. Don't worry too much about his offense. He will gain additional offense as the battle goes on. I would actually recommend at least R5ing your Wampa. That way you can put some Datacrons on him, gain some additional stats. But honestly, I'm not against taking my Wampa to like R7. I think Wampa can do absolute work. I know he can beat C, but let's be honest, nobody puts C on defense. Nobody puts Baby in the corner. We actually nearly lost our Wampa here. I was like, oh my days, we are so lost, and we just about got one counter-attack off. That's all it takes, guys. One counter-attack, and that health steal on Wampa just kicks in. So this was very, very close, and that's actually why I'm considering, you know, throwing some additional relic levels on Wamps. Great character though, 68 banners. So because this guy just, in my opinion, went pretty light on his defense, I get to do fun things like using Jedi Knight Luke with Hermit Yoda to take on full Relic First Order. This is incredibly reliable. All you have to do is let Luke do all the work for you. Get that mass stun out there, put the Master's Training on Luke, and he's just going to kill everybody, basically. Put it on him, he'll more or less one-tap everything. When the enemy does take a turn, you'll just counter-attack them, and they'll basically die. He can't be stunned, so Crew's ability just does nothing. And yeah, it's a really fun counter. You can actually keep your Holdo from taking any damage because he won't take damage when he's stealthed because he's got 100% evasion. And if you time his big heal for after the second turn after you've used Master's Training, he'll actually use it, he'll gain Foresight, come out of stealth so that if they do happen to target him, they just miss, and then you can put him back in stealth. Isn't that perfect? And unfortunately, we didn't quite get an additional turn here with Hermit Yoda to finish off that one bit of additional banner protection banners. But there we go, it's another win. Now, I was umming and ahhing about what to do against this Hux team. We don't have loads and loads of disposable teams left because I set tough defenses. I checked out the Hux's speed, it's slow as anything at 278. He obviously doesn't prioritize his Hux speed mods. But I was umming and ahhing about what to do here because Hux lead has a high damage output and can be very annoying to deal with. I've gone in with Traya because I don't have anywhere else to use that character, and if you throw in Gideon with Traya, the damage reduction that you actually that you apply to your team is massive. Look at the amount of damage here. Look at this, 18,000 there. They're doing like 1 or 2 damage in some cases, because if they gain a buff, 6 damage there on that basic, 1 damage on an AoE there. Like, it's so good. It's so good. It means my Gear 10 Nihilus can actually really put in work. And whenever they're assisting, they're doing all these attacks out of turn thanks to, you know, Hux's special and the leadership bonuses. It means that Traya lead is actually reducing their health. So it's a pretty decent combo, I thought. I got good use out of this, considering that I'm not really spending anything, in my opinion, too valuable. I don't need to worry about geos or anything for Traya, so I might as well use something like this. And the Gear 10 Nihilus actually gets a kill. So it's just down to a isolated First Order Stormtrooper now. I was pretty happy with this turnout. I'm using characters that I don't really prioritize very much. So, happy with this result. Dooku getting the last kill there. Decent banners as well, 61. So the last team in front of his fleet is the Finn lead. I decided to go with my leftover bounty hunters. You know, we still got an R7 Django here, we've got an R8 Boba Fett, an R7 Dadbod Boba, and then just the leftovers that we've got here. I figured we should be able to handle this squad. It's not fantastic. Obviously the vets can be annoying with their bonus turns and the AoE days and all the debuffs that they land, and they could do some decent damage, but I figured I should be able to one-tap this, and that's all I really care about, is trying to get that one-tap. Got rid of Vet Han. Should be a bonus turn coming. No, perhaps not. No bonus turn there. Yeet out Rey. That was incredibly overkill. She had no health, but we still used the rocket on her. I really thought that was going to kill Finn then, but it didn't. I was like, huh, that's surprising. I need to change the modding on my Dadbod Boba. He's, well, let's face it, he just doesn't have a whole lot of use. Boop. Love destroying Vet Chewie there with the with the thermal detonators, and then OG Finn's out of it. So 60 banners, not great on banners, but again, I was using leftover teams, and this will actually let us see Fleet. Now, he messed up on Fleet, dropped a couple of battles, so I was thinking maybe 1 or 2 meta fleets on defense, but nothing. We've got a rubbish Radus, and we've got some questionable Empire fleets. So he saved Executor, Malev, Negotiator, Rebels, and that's about it for offense, I think. Might be missing one. Oh, First Order as well. So he needed 5 fleets to full clear. So I'm going to deal with his Dash Rendar team now. I decided to go with Maul Mandos. I think I check his speeds and realised that I don't actually need Watt because he's not particularly fast. He gains 20 speed, Dash Rendar does, from his, I want to say his leadership. And my Maul is like 321 or something to his 290. So I've got enough speed to outpace him so that I don't actually need to use Watt. That lets me save Watt, and I actually think we don't end up using Watt anywhere else anyway. So it was kind of a waste, really. I might as well just use Watt. Come on me. There it is. Now, it is from his leadership. There's me just fumbling around in the kits there. That plus 10 speed, double for light side allies. He's got 210. I'm just checking out his health at the moment, I believe. Alright. Come on. Eventually I click battle. Sometimes I need some time to think, I guess. I really shouldn't have worried so much about this. Maul Mandos is just such a fantastic team. Going with the AoE here, and I'm like, Kandra should have enough. Yep, there's the bonus turn, and we're done. I'm like, ah, okay, that's a win. His Dash Rendar will take a turn and he'll die to dots. So I decide to just spread out the damage a little bit everywhere I can. Ambo, he can get some loving. Yeah, he's going to die when he takes a turn. Boba Fett, kill one of his bonuses. Kill, and then get rid of Scion of Django. Yep, okay, and now just do the big hit, and bloop, people die, and bloop, bloop, bloop. I love Maul Mandos, guys. They're super, super fun. They're super fun to use. I definitely wouldn't leave them on defense. I know a lot of people do, but I just love them so much on offense. Perfect banners. I know that wasn't a particular threat, but still. Alright, so we've just got 2 teams left, so I'm going to go up against the JTR BB-8 team here, and we're going to be using Separatist droids. I'm pretty confident that this team is going to work without too many issues. I, some reason, tried to heal up Newt Gunray when he's got heal immunity, because, you know, I'm an odd individual. Shouldn't have basicked the BB-8 there, because it obviously has tenacity down when he counters. Well, I'm just making mistakes left and right. Rose Tico over here wants to be the spark of the resistance, but instead she's more of a wet fart of the resistance and just kind of dies a little bit. Yeah, so nice big AoE here. Try and recover some banners. Boop. Lots of people die. Boop. Lots of people die. And Resistance Trooper bites it. Easy win. So we have one final battle left to do here on the ground, and that's against Darth Revan. I had JML left, so yeah, I might as well, you know, have some fun with it. Increase the cooldowns on DR. Just go for a direct focus on Basti, because I thought, why not? Spread up all of that tenacity up to make sure that, you know, nobody can get a load of debuffs on me. I just decided to take out Basti as soon as possible. Just go ahead and call in anybody. Oop, I don't even know why I'm manually trying. JML can basically solo a DR squad anyway. In 3s he certainly can. It's a little bit harder in 5v5 because obviously they've got more damage output. But yeah, it works out quite well. It works out quite well. Obviously you can't call assists on DR, which is a little bit annoying because it means you can't coin him. But when you got GMY there to, you know, do stuff like that, it's really not so bad. And there goes Malik, and it's just a Relic 2 Sith Empire Trooper. I mean, he's chunky, but he's not so chunky that he can survive, you know, 90,000 hit to the face. So we just got fleets left, guys. So first up, I decided to mirror match the Holdo fleet. His was only 5-star, I believe, with a 5-star SF-17. Mine is 7 stars, so I figured, yeah, the mirror match shouldn't be too bad. I'll just direct focus down his Ray Scavenger. And yeah, and fortunately the SF-17 does decide to be annoying, taunt and everything. He does get his turn before me. I don't know if he's got more relic levels or perhaps just better modding on his Millennium Falcon. Not sure. On his, you know, Ray and OG Finn. Maybe he does. I really don't prioritize their modding. They're just not good enough for me to warrant prioritizing those moddings. But yeah, it's just a battle of who can hit ult first. And because I've got the star advantage on both the fleet and on the capital ship, I thought I might as well just reinforce with the Resistance X-Wing. That's going to give me a faster ult. And, you know, there goes his SF-17 already out of there. So it gives me the advantage right out the gate. He actually reinforces with Lando. And Lando's a perfectly fine ship, but it's really not something that you want to reinforce with straight away. And it's not really going to help you until late game as far as the Raddus fleet is concerned. So we're only 3 turns away now from getting our ultimate off. So quite confident that we should be able to get ultimate next turn, because us using specials there when we have Foresight basically decreases the cooldown for the ultimate by 1. So next Holdo turn we should actually have the Holdo maneuver. And that is all she wrote. It is still a really cool ultimate, I feel. one of the best in the game. Obviously, the Executor, when it calls in the Death Star to laser beam your capital ship, is cool as anything, but I still quite like the Holdo maneuver. Starting off pretty good at fleet. 70. Next up, I'm taking in my Malevolence against his Chimaera fleet. Now, I was a little bit surprised at how quickly the things got out of hand here. I was like, well, okay, I guess I just won't take any turns then. But that's about where his fun ends, because now we have control, and we can start spreading our buzz droids and everything. Obviously, the TIE Iron Interceptor is incredibly annoying, but the Malevolence is still the Malevolence. It can still get really good work done. You know, buzz droids do so much work anyway. That gauntlet is incredibly annoying, though, let's be honest, guys. I decided to call in the Spy here because I want to get a nice, big, chunky mass assist off on the taxi. TIE Advance does a lot of damage. A lot of people have got a high Relic Vader these days with good mods, thanks to Lord Vader. And that ship can really just do utter damage. So, yeah. Let's not forget as well that CG did apparently fix the bug with our buzz droids not assisting correctly. So now they should theoretically be working. There we go. Pretty straightforward victory. Only 68 banners though. And the last fleet of the day. I've got my Negotiator to deal with whatever this is supposed to be. He obviously wanted to make sure that he had plenty of fleets to get a full clear on fleet. But yeah, when you fail so much on the ground, it doesn't make a difference. We only dropped one battle at the end of that, guys, and that was against the Maul. I think it was a little bit unfortunate, a little bit of a misplay. But 1810 banners to 1731. Pretty clean victory overall. And we're going into round 2. Sick. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. And until the next time, peace.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.